Welcome to Peach Smash in Cowpen, South Carolina for round 3 of the MidEast Racing Micro Quad season. This is our first time back at this venue in 10 years. After a little bit of rain on Friday, the track conditions were nearly perfect for the morning race. The track is wet around the creeks and tacky through the hills. The riders were going to have to battle it out through 2.5 miles of dense and narrow woods, making this a different kind of race than we've seen so far. The first 2 rounds have been consistent with the top 5 keeping position. In Micro 11, the top contenders are number 123 Wesley Stanley and number 45 Caleb McAbee. Unfortunately, Josiah Wimbish is out on injury this weekend after breaking his arm on a dirt bike crash. Hopefully he should be able to return to the line for the next round. This leaves room for number 628 Logan Morrison, who's been running a consistent 4th place. She should hopefully be a contender for the podium.
How you gonna do today, man?
Try to get a whole shot, get out there.
Stay in front the whole day, easy, right?
Yeah.
How you feeling today?
Good.
So with, I think it's Josiah out, how do you think you're gonna do? You gonna get the win?
I think I can probably get a good placement over.
For Micro 10 on row 2, round 3 is looking to start with some hot competition. Kenlee Wilson on the 112 quad will be looking to take down Evan Wright, your Deer Haven round 1 winner. These two are currently tied in points for the leading class. And trailing by just 1 point behind them is Jordan Collins, who was able to get the victory in round 2 at Harris Bridge. Back on row 6 and Micro 5-6, we have a fierce fight brewing and a 3-way tie for points. Weston Ellis, Gavin Hodges, and Landon Barlet are all battling it out. All 3 are looking to fight hard and see who can get the win today. The riders are on their edge of their seat as Ricky Towery gives the signal for 10 seconds.
Set me free or give me death, yeah. Living good, I've been blessed, yeah. Shout out all my enemies, all the best. You can set me free or give me death, man, I'm on my way, yeah. You can find out, you on time out. You been dealing with the devil, where you sign at? Yeah, oh Lord, you getting financed. Me, I'm talking ownership, baby, that's where my mind at. Finance, yeah, me, I threw my money down. And you know that it's good, we can skip the run around. And I don't need no yes, man, I'm on the way down. Yo, and I am not for sale, that's against the couldn't tell, but you're no better now. You can set me free or give me death, yeah. Living good, I've been blessed, yeah. Shout out all my enemies, all the best. You can set me free or give me death, man, I'm on my way, yeah. I'm on my way, yeah. Man, I'm on my way, yeah. And I can do this all day, man, I'm on my way. Said I'm on my way, yeah. I'm on my way, yeah. I'm on my way, yeah. And I can do this all day, man, I'm on my way.
Off the line, Reese Bonner on the 777 Honda took off as the underdog. Getting into the first corner in the whole shot, followed closely by Trey Luckadoo. Logan Morrison would keep up the fight through the first 2 corners, going wheel to wheel with Trey Luckadoo. Wesley Stanley and Caleb McAbee would push off slow, entering the woods in 6th and 9th place respectively. Reese Bonner and Trey Luckadoo would keep the fight going through the first lap, crossing the line with just 1 second separating the 2. Logan Morrison and Wesley Stanley would be 3rd and 5th at the end of the first lap, with only 2 seconds apart, and Brady Collins sandwiched in the middle. For the next row with Micro 10, number 385 Xander Thomas is in first around the corner, taking the whole shot, followed closely by Jordan Collins. Evan Wright and Kenlee Wilson were the next 2 into the woods, nearly side by side. By the end of the first lap, Xander Thompson was holding on to a comfortable 24-second lead ahead of Evan Wright. Kenlee Wilson would keep close and set her sights on Evan Wright going into the second lap. Jordan Collins would unfortunately run into some issues, causing him to retire early, never even completing a lap. Micro 5-6 started off strong with Gavin Hodges taking the whole shot uncontested. Landon Barlet and Weston Ellis were 2nd and 3rd in the woods, a few seconds behind him. Landon Barlet would be making moves early though, getting himself into the lead by the end of the first lap. Gavin Hodges would keep it close, crossing the stripe just 2 seconds behind him. Weston Ellis would keep himself within striking distance as well, following Gavin Hodges by just 2.5 seconds.
Cause I'm about that. Killing the mic just like I ran the jewels in it. Y'all gonna get done up front, knowing they kid with an attitude, but you can't really blame this motherfucker. It's doing me at the I'm about that cash flipping, I'm getting it on and off the market. Not about that VIP, not me, not never been a fan of compass. All about that RIP for all of my G's.
Through the middle laps of the 4-lap race, the Micro 11 class had a tough battle with the top 9 remaining within a minute of the lead. Reese Bonner would continue his steady pace, while Trey Luckadoo was pushing hard behind him, keeping the gap tight. It paid off as he stayed under 4 seconds back. Logan Morrison wouldn't be able to hold her chance at a podium spot, falling back to 5th and 9th place through the 2nd and 3rd lap. Wesley Stanley looked to charge back through the field, mounting a comeback, getting all the way back up into 3rd. However, shortly after, he would fall back to 4th behind newcomer Noah Codwell in the 185 Honda. Caleb McAbee would move up into 8th place by the end of the 2nd lap. However, he wouldn't be able to advance much further. Xander Thompson's mid-laps made Micro 10 a different story, though. He grew his lead now to 2nd place Kenlee Wilson by nearly 50 seconds by the end of the 2nd lap. He would keep pushing that to a minute by the end of the 3rd. Kenlee Wilson, on the other hand, would face some stiff competition as Ashton Whitley would close the gap and begin pushing her. Micro 5 to 6 would see a close battle in the top 3 for the 2nd and 3rd laps, although positions would remain the same. Landon Barlet led with a 2-second gap over 2nd place Gavin Hodges and another 2 seconds back to 3rd place Weston Ellis. These 3 would be completely uncontested as the next rider back was over 13 seconds behind. Rounding out the last lap, Reese Bonner continued to hold on to the lead, bringing it to the checkered flag.
Oh, yeah.
Told you get the whole shot and hold on, and you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're first overall. It's your first overall.
Trey Luckadoo had an unfortunate holdup on the last lap, setting him back a minute, losing his hold on 2nd place. He would, however, still be able to secure the podium position. 2nd place would be taken over by Wesley Stanley, whose charge brought him within 4 seconds of your overall lead at the checkered. Bringing it home a few minutes later was Kenlee Wilson, taking the win in the Micro 11. Xander Thompson unfortunately had a 3.5-minute holdup in the last lap, dropping him from 1st all the way down to 5th. That gave Ashton Whitley and Evan Wright the ability to bump up to 2nd and 3rd place respectively. With such a close fight, Micro 5 to 6 saw a battle at the top 2. Gavin Hodges would take the white flag 2 seconds behind Landon Barlet. However, he would find an advantage and overtake him, winning the race by a comfortable 9 seconds. Weston Ellis would round out your podium only 4 seconds back. Next up is round 4, Strange's Ranch in Lawrence, South Carolina. Another fan favorite known for some wide open racing across the open fields and hills. Who do you think we should cover next week? And more importantly, who do you think is going to get the win? We'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you for watching.